First, I would like to invite our president to give some closing remarks.
Good afternoon. Thank you for getting together for the closing remarks. As first, I would like to tell my deep gratitude for all the participants, over 1,000. And also, congratulate you. Yeah. And sponsors, Otsuka Europe, and Lundbeck, and Janssen Pharma, and Beck Foundation. We tell our sincere thanks again. And also distinguished speakers, and especially Anna Meneghelli, and also Angelo Cocchi, and the chair of the scientific committee, Professor Marriott Nordentoft. Thank you very much. Really excellent program, and many people celebrate this one. I hope you all would enjoy it and studied well on early intervention in mental health with very wide view approaches for almost of all areas of psychiatric mental health. We have probably succeeded in broadening our interested field, focusing on early intervention, I think. But at the same time, we noticed several issues which should be addressed in near future as this society. I heartily thanks for all these constructive comments and feedbacks. I don't repeat here, but really I thank for positive remarks. And again, I would like to thank for all the contributors. Rune Smith. She's our PCO for this conference from San Francisco. Thank you. And people from TMT company. It is an Italian PCO in Milan for our conference. Thank you very much. Where is? Yes, many people. And also, I really tell my sincere thanks for Ms. Deborah Mitchell. Please stand up. Debbie, I want to introduce her. She is the officer of the IEPA secretary, and always support us and this society. Thank you very much. And I'd like to, of course, thanks to all the Italian delegates. And yes, I love Italy and your very warm hospitality. And yes, beautiful ladies and gentlemen. And very distinguished Italian dishes. I gained some weight in these days. That's all that's some kind of my remarks. Yeah. And now I would like to move to introduce Young Investigator Award winners. We have two winners. Please look at the page, the page 21. You can find their photos. The first winner comes from Barcelona, Ana Barajas. Please get up. Centro di Mental Course. And one more person from Hong Kong, Win Chun Chang from the University of Hong Kong. Yes, please get up. Now I would like to invite Marriott to present poster awards. Thank you. Oh, sorry.
You took the stairs. Okay. Yes, it has been a very difficult task to evaluate which of the posters should be awarded. But we have chosen 3 posters. And I hope that the winners are here, otherwise we will give them a notice and also a check. So the first one is the poster which is called Co-Developing the Singapore Early Psychosis Intervention Inpatient Service. And it is Lü Ying-Pong and Swapna Verma from the Institute of Mental Health in Singapore. Are they here? Okay. If they are in the audience, please stand up. Otherwise, yeah. But the reason why we awarded this poster is that it was a very good example of involving peers in planning. And they have planned an inpatient unit. Okay. The second poster is awarded to a poster named A Survey on Mental Health of Children Whose Parents Have Psychiatric Disorders. And it is from Korea, from the Republic of Korea. It's Sumi Park, who is the winner. Okay. They will also get a notice. And the third winner is a poster with the title Aberrant Salience Amongst Individuals with At-Risk Mental State for Psychosis. And it's Noriyoko Omuro, together with a lot. Oh, he's here. Okay. Yeah. His work is awarded because it's a study with 77 patients with at-risk mental states, 22 healthy controls, and they are exposed to white noise as a sensitivity measure or as a measure of aberrant salience. But again, I'll congratulate not only the winners, but also all the poster presenters, because there were really many good posters, and I hope you have had a great time reading them and a lot of discussions in front of them. But thank you.
So now I would like to introduce next president of this IPA, International IPA, Early Intervention in Mental Health, Professor Peter Jones from Cambridge. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Masafumi. I'm not going to say very much at all. I'd like to reiterate the thanks to Anna Meneghelli and her team, the local team, and everyone who's taken part in the organization of this team, of this conference. There are one group of people that need some thanks and one individual person who needs some thanks. So the group of people is really rather a large one, and you are what is left of them at the conference, and that's everyone who's taken part, because the conference really is only the sum of its parts and more because of the people who come. And I think the standard of work that's been presented here has been higher than ever before, as have the presentations and the standard of discussion and the way that we've been able to move on the field and really begin to widen the scope of early intervention in mental health. So that's 1,000 or so out of the way. 1,000 thanks. The other person I'd like to thank is Professor Mizuno for his presidency over the last 2 years. In his own very personal, characteristic way, he's really led this organization very effectively and left it in extremely good shape for me to step into his shoes from January 2017. So I'd like us to all thank Professor Mizuno. So I hope, Masafumi, you enjoy whatever's in that box. over the final 3 months of your presidency, when I shall continue to enjoy working with you as past president, and also with Lucia Valmaggia, who is president-elect. So the time now is to begin to really move towards the end of this conference, when, of course, we don't so much look back, but look forward towards the next conference, which will be IEPA 11. And I look forward very much to working with Dr. Larry Seidman from the University of Harvard, who is going to be the conference convener. And Larry, please take the stage and tell us a little bit about what you're planning for us.
Well, I have to say this was a wonderful meeting, as all of the meetings have been that I've been to since 2002, but I want to give Anna one more shout out and her team for really an incredibly warm and just spectacular meeting in terms of science. So we have you have big shoes for me to follow, and hopefully we will do so. So let me tell you quickly about Boston. Perhaps some of you have been there. This is George Washington in the Common, who was our first president. We could use him now, probably. So Boston is on the east coast of the US, and so not so hard to get to, at least for people from Europe. From Australia and Asia, that's a long trip, but we hope you make it. We're in the state of Massachusetts, one of 50 US states, right on the water, and that gives it a very nice feature. This is an aerial view of the city, and this is Boston. This is that other little city known as Cambridge, and we have Cambridge, England, as the president in Peter, and Cambridge, Massachusetts, where Harvard University is. We don't usually look this colorful, but hopefully we're going to be able to bring you to a very colorful city. We're going to be at this hotel in the Westin Copley, which is in a very charming part of downtown Boston. Boston, as people may know, is one of the oldest cities in the United States, has a very charming, very walkable city filled with many, many thousands of students, and it's old but has a young, vibrant feeling. This is across the street from the hotel on a nice sunny day. And I want to thank Renee Smith for pulling these slides together. Thanks, Renee. And this is nearby the Boston Library. This is a kind of typical street nearby that gives you a feeling of, it's small. Many Europeans feel very much at home because it feels, the architecture seems similar. And now if we're lucky, we'll have colors like this in October. The meeting's October 7th through 10th, And at that time of year, we often have beautiful foliage. Maybe some of you will come and spend time in New England and travel around a little bit, take a vacation, because you can't miss this if you do that and spend a little time. What else do we have? That's Paul Revere leading the charge. Peter has forgiven me, even though we did break away from the English a couple of hundred years ago, but all's well now. We're on the harbor, so we have a nice waterfront. This is Harvard University. If you're a baseball fan, if the Red Sox are in the World Series, maybe you could get a ticket to Fenway Park. But it's kind of a sports crazy town. And another view of the harbor. And we hope in this meeting to continue broadening the scope of IEPA to go beyond psychosis in many other areas and bring in many different constituent groups to contribute to the meeting and enjoy the meeting. So I hope to see all of you in Boston, and bring your friends and family as well. Thank you.
I have one final task, two final tasks actually, to invite Anna to the stage and to give Anna a gift on behalf of everyone who's been involved in the conference, and to invite you to close IEPA 10. So the first of those, Anna, is a gift on behalf of the stage. Please, Anna.
It's an emotional moment. Please, could you put my first slide? In the closing ceremony, no? No, I would not this slide. My slide. Okay. In the closing ceremony of the Tokyo conference, together with Angelo and our Italian group, we promised a dynamic picture of the innovation in early intervention in every field or in many fields of mental health. The main purpose of the scientific committee, supported by a large advisory board, was to offer what's new, defining the key points and the key speakers. We also promised an efficient and fluid organization and a warm and friendly hospitality, and in general, an attractive experience. Thanks to a joint and fervent commitment and effort, I dare to hope we hit the target. And now we have a great news. We got a record. No. Is the greatest number of the IEPA conference, and participants from all over the world, 52 nations, and I would like to read it very quickly. New Zealand, Belgium, Finland, Iceland, Sweden, South Korea, Ireland, Netherlands, France, Switzerland, Japan, Slovakia, Spain, Norway, USA, Australia, Denmark, and then the podium, Canada, Great Britain, and Italy. But also smaller groups, but important and welcomed as the other. Brazil, Cameroon, Cape Verde, China, Costa Rica, Estonia, Gambia, Israel, Luxembourg, Malaysia, Poland, Tunisia, Uganda, United Arab Emirates, Bosnia, Czech Republic, Nigeria, Portugal, Romania, Russia, Serbia, Sierra Leone, Tanzania, Turkey, South Africa, Taiwan, Chile, Greece, Austria, Hong Kong, Germany, Singapore. So the world was here. I'm sorry, but I would like to repeat my personal thanks to the person who deserved it. Thanks to our president, Mizuno Masafumi, for his continuous, protective, and expert help. Thanks to the chair of the scientific committee, Merete Nordentoft, for her inspired and energetic and forward-thinking guide. Thanks to all the board, and especially to Pat McGorry, who has ever, we have felt very close in many occasions, and to Peter Jones, the wise incoming IEPA president. Thanks to the direction, the wonderful direction of Debbie Mitchell, the IEPA officer, and thanks to all the conference committees, and especially to the local committee. Thanks to the decisive work of René Smith, the PCO, to René Smith and her collaborators. And thanks to Lorena Bossolesi, my precious and irreplaceable Italian support. But mostly, thank you, contributors and attendees. You gave mind, soul, and life to the conference. The satisfaction for the accomplished task and the pleasure to have lived this day together is tinged by the sadness that always accompanies all ends. But to make this farewell more cheerful, let's think about our next exciting meeting in Boston that Larry has so lively presented. And in the meantime, we can enjoy our last musical moment, and it is our musical Arrivederci. The musical moment is arriving. I have the pleasure to introduce you Giuseppe Bellanca, a very clever tenor, very, come si dice, bravo, is a high tenor. And he will sing some traditional songs of Italian repertoire. He will be accompanied by Maestro Davide Cucchetti. Thank you all again, and see you soon, I hope.
me llame dalla terra la montagna, non passa un c'è, non passa un c'è. Se vede Francia e procita la Spagna, io veco te. Tirate con le funerite in fatto, ce lo se fa, ce lo se va come lo vienta l'altra satte, che sa, che sa, yamme, oppe, yamme, oppe, yamme, funicoli, funicula, funicoli, funicula, oppe, yamme, funicoli, funicula, yamme, oppe, yamme, funicoli, funicula, funiculi, funicula, doppe yamme ya, funiculi, funicula. Funicoli, funicula, funiculi, funicula, doppe yamme ya, funicoli, funicula.
Thank you very much.